Coach, you are most welcome to this special interview. Coach, your team showed great improvement at the recent 2026 FIFA World Cup CAF qualifiers despite not going far, but what do you attribute this growth to? Because now your team is second in the group.
As we all know, unfortunately, when we took over the team, Sudan was in turmoil because of the war, and some of the players had not played for 6-7 months. Apart from Hilal, who were still in the African Cup competition, all the other players were not playing. So, fortunately, I think what Sudanese should really thank the Saudi government for assisting us to stay in Saudi Arabia, because the Saudi government is taking care of our accommodation, feeding, transportation. So what we decided to do was to invite some Hilal players and Merrick players, together with some few good ones from the other teams. And we started training. Sometimes it's difficult getting all the players in camp, but on the whole, I think the players have done so well. When we call them to come, they come, and we are able to teach them tactically how we want them to play. At the same time, we try to psych them to prepare their mindset towards the upcoming game. So far, I would say the players have been doing very well. And if you look at our team, before the Congo and Togo game, we had 2 players from UK from the championship, and you had 1 player from. No, I think those 2 players from UK played, and 1 player from Egypt. So I'll say these are all professionals. We don't have any professional, but as I keep saying, the players are very attentive to whatever we teach them, and when they go on the field, they try to do their best. And so far, I'll say their best has carried us to where we are now.
Now looking at the ongoing FIFA World Cup qualifiers, you face tough competition with a team that recently played in the World Cup, that's Senegal. What do you make of your chances of securing the direct qualification to the World Cup?
I believe that every country that has qualified, your intention or ambition is to qualify to the World Cup. Because if it's not your intention, why do you get involved in the first place? Because you're going to spend money, stay in camp, traveling, feeding, accommodation. So if any country takes part in a competition, the intention is not to win or qualify, then for me it doesn't make sense. So when I took over the first day when I signed the contract, I told them, look, I'm here to go to the World Cup. If it's not a World Cup, why am I here? I don't believe in traveling to a country that, okay, I'm just going to be a coach. It doesn't make sense. So I told them right from the word go that my ambition is to go qualify the country to the World Cup. And so far the management has been supportive, and we've been all sharing that ambition. And you see, sometimes it's what you think that God blesses it. You know, if you think negative, you will get negative things. If you think positive and you are ambitious, you will automatically achieve it. And I believe that every team, irrespective of who the team is, once you go in out there to face that team and you are focused that, look, this team, we have to beat them, automatically, you know, if even you don't beat them, you give them a tough time for them to know that they've played a game. So, and as I was telling you, I don't believe in the idea that, oh, Brazil is the best or Argentina or whatever. You know, once you meet, you are playing 11 against 11. You just have to make sure tactically to think right and make sure your players also play, you know, up to how you want them to play. I'll give you one example. When we played against Germany in 2014, I don't know whether you were old or... You know, when we met Germany, everybody thought Germany would beat Ghana 10-0. But when we met them, I told my guys, look, if we match the German players against our players, automatically we are no close to them. But go out there, make sure they don't play, but make sure you play. Even though find everybody at the race and think that, okay, we cannot. But we make sure they don't play, we play. And it worked. You know, we scored 2-1 before they later got an equalizer. And even we had a chance that if we had scored that one, we would have been 3-1. And there was no way they were going to come back. You know, so it's a matter of changing the mindset of every player that you manage. You know, let them feel that, look, they are also Messi or Ronaldo. You know, once players see themselves as, look, I can also achieve it, they will do whatever you want for them.
You are playing away in Juba, your next match in round 4. How challenging will this fixture be, given the fact that this will be the first home game for South Sudan in 5 years? Okay. For South Sudan at the newly renovated Juba Stadium, and what would be required for you to get the result?
It's not going to be an easy game, but for me, I see any game as any game. And you see, politically, it's like Sudan and South Sudan, and it's everywhere. If you come to Ghana, we have Kotoko and Hasefo. If you go to Spain, there's Barcelona and Real Madrid. So these things are always every day, everywhere. So for me, I don't think it's a matter of who will think their tactics will work, and then individually how their mindset will work. If your mindset, okay, let me go out there and kick everybody, automatically you don't have a winning mentality. If you're going out there, look, this is a game that we need to calm down whatever the situation and play and try and get a win. And you can focus on that and then achieve it. But me, my aim is to qualify to the World Cup. So irrespective of whoever we meet, I think we all following my aim. But there's one thing that I said in 2014 when we went to the World Cup. I said, look, modern football is developing to the extent that if you meet any smaller country and you think that you can just override that team, the team might surprise you, because football is developing and every country, you know, is developing very well. So it's a matter of making sure you see everything as a big team. You don't underrate any team.
Senegal have just defeated Mauritania. Do you see your team under pressure to get the win from Juba?
No, as I said, we take it a game as it comes. We are not thinking about if you are meeting Senegal today or we are meeting whichever team. No, it's a matter of, it's Senegal we are meeting today. Let's concentrate on Senegal. What can we do? What are their strong areas? What are their weak areas? Individually, how do they play? You look at all these aspects, and then you see, can you tackle it, or can you overcome their weaknesses? You know. So you look at all those things, and then if there is something that you can do to get a win, you try and do it, because there's no way you go to anybody's country and think that you can just go and walk over them. No. And as I said before, every country is developed now. No country is easy, you know. But we have an ambition, and that is what we're going to follow.
The increased number of African teams at the World Cup opens up more opportunities for Africa to be represented. What do you make of this?
I think it's a good idea. It gives Africa opportunity for more countries to get involved. You know, there are so many countries who are coming up. If you look, I think Lesotho also, they are top of their group, isn't it? Yes. So whoever thought that Lesotho will top their group? But saying that, it's maybe how they are managing their team now, how you arrange your players, how you side them up, how you make them feel, you know, when they are on the pitch, and then when they are off the pitch, behaving professionally. It's important that it gives other smaller countries opportunity to get involved, you know, at the World Cup level, you know. And I think that is one of the things that we are looking at. If there is this opportunity, why not try and get involved, you know? Because if there's that opportunity, I don't know, but I think maybe it will get to, let's say, before we play the second round, Sudan and South Sudan are one people. And for me, if, for instance, South Sudan has opportunity to go, I'll do anything to make sure they go. Because at the end of the day, they are representing Africa, and it's one people who are participating. So if I'm not going and they are going now, you never know about tomorrow or a year, I mean, the following World Cup. Maybe by then, one team also has a lot of good opportunities, and the other is, okay, you give me all this opportunity, why can't we also give you the opportunity to go?
If you qualify for the World Cup, what will be your desired or finished goal?
Well, I mean, for me, if you qualify to the World Cup, it's about the mentality of your players, you know. And as at now, we are trying to develop them to let every single player who comes to the national team behave professionally on and off the pitch, you know. And you cannot just go to the World Cup and tell, okay, I'm going to win the World Cup. You know, it's not an easy. So some people have been there, and they've learned a lot to know how to go around these things. So once you get into it, you know, even if you qualify to the next stage, at least you've taken a step. But the next time that you go, you get more involvement, and then the players will get to understand how the World Cup is played, you know, at that highest level. I was really surprised when because you know, I worked in Khartoum for some time, for 2 years, and I had one of your players called Dominic. Yes, and I used to speak to him a lot about the South Sudan football, and I think now, at least you have some few professionals. You know, it's important that the behavior of the professionals, they try to let the other colleagues also pick those professional attitude. Because without that, it's difficult to go far. And that is the first thing I started dealing with. You know, when I took the team, so many of them had different attitude, different mentality. And you see, once they start doing some things off the pitch, you keep quiet. It carries on to the pitch, and it's not really good. So it's one of the key aspects that they need to tackle. And I think the way they're playing is not that bad. It's very good. But they should not depend on only one, like 11 players. Think that, okay, these are our best players. A team with a good bench is a good team. So they should always make sure they build a first team, a second team, and a third team. You should not actually think, okay, the under 20 or under 23. No, make sure it's a proper team that you can rely on. Because when I'm saying that, most of these players might be getting old. So when they go off, which other two are you going to rely on? So if you build this and that, then you are 100% sure. Whilst these guys are gone, we have this and then we have this. Then you start another one. If you look at Sudan now, that's what I'm trying to do. And if you look at the number of players that I brought, it's because I said, look, all of you come. If you don't play, you have a look, and then you get to know about what the seniors do in camp and everything, and it helps the country for the future. You know. In actual fact, I don't know much about South Sudan, so it's difficult to talk about things that you don't know. You know, but the little that I can advice that I can give is that they try to build a strong team to make sure their bench is also really strong. So for me, if even my first 11, if they are sitting down now and I'm using my second team, I have 100% confidence in them that they can maybe even play better than these guys. And that is a sign of a team. Because if you rely on only one team, some might get sick, some might even, when you call them, you say, oh, I can't come. I have family issues. You know, so all these petty things, I was experiencing some in Ghana. And when they said, okay, you won't come, I said, okay. So I started calling some people nobody knew. So when any of them say, oh, I won't come, before they realize, I'll bring someone, that person will play, and the whole Ghana, everybody was chasing after that new boy that I brought. And so all the senior players, they started to sitting up. And when they started sitting up, I also started sacking them from my own.
Okay, thank you. Coach, thank you so much for your time, and we believe we are all human. Maybe there is something that we forgot to ask and you feel like you want to add.
But all I can say is, me, Sudan and South Sudan, as I said earlier, they are one family, you know. But you see, sometimes politics creates some sort of impressions. Me, I'm not a politician, but I don't think it helps. At the end of the day, it's about how can we all live happily as a united family, you know. Even though there is division in the sections of the country, you know, one party is here, one party is here. But the aspect where you can unite, because unity brings success. You know, where you can unite and make sure you do things in common, you know. I think that will help both countries in future. You know, because there might be some things that if you take some people from here, they will know better than taking some people from here. So if you take here, or some people are also doing very well here, if you take them and join them, they can produce a very great and successful end. So that's the little that I can say. They all need to be united.
Thank you so much, Coach, for giving us your time, and thanks for speaking to SSBC.
It's a pleasure.